This is Derek, and I'm going to talk about healthcare in this video, as there's been a lot going on with Obama's new healthcare plan. I'm going to first off state that I really haven't read any articles on the situation. I've read a bit, and I haven't seen too much videos on it, but I've seen a bit on it also. So what I'm seeing right now is protesters going at it with each other, those who are for the package against those who are against the package. And what the people that are against it are saying is that it's making the country bankrupt and that it's a socialistic approach. And first of all, it's not making the country bankrupt. It's almost like saying to someone who's 3 months pregnant, if you do this, you're going to get pregnant. You're already pregnant. You can't get pregnant a second time until you have the baby and all of the things happen. But nonetheless, you can't get pregnant once you're already pregnant. You can't get bankrupt from something when you're already bankrupt. And the problem is with a lot of people is when you're not accepting the economic and financial collapse, then you try to do whatever you can to save it. It's almost like saying, okay, let's try to stop someone from being pregnant when they already are. And yes, of course, you can talk about stuff like abortions, but if we could abort the financial crisis, then great. But that's something that can't be done anyway. And as far as socialism is concerned, socialism is more of an approach that works together for humans so that everyone does well. Capitalism is something that I want this, so our company, we need this, and to get it, we have to get it at your expense. Capitalism to me seems very fearful, very greedy, as in I want all that. And when we move to the next dimension or the next realm, the age of Aquarius, greed and fear and all those type of control type of issues will just not work. Because with the energy of love, you help others. When you love yourself, you can love others. And fear, that hurts others. And when you are very fearful, what happens is you hate yourself, you bring bad stuff to yourself and bad stuff to others. That's the basics of the law of attraction on attracting good stuff and bad stuff. So yes, many people are in fear right now. That's why we're seeing so many people who are sick, so many people who are struggling, and so many more who will over the next few years. But when we get past that and move into this extra dimension, this love dimension, the age of Aquarius, if you will, that's when the opposite's going to be the case. Instead of most people using fear, most people will use love, and then there will be some positive changes in this world. And I know I've had some people even say, well, go to Canada if you want this whole great health care plan. And in Canada, it's not as amazing as one may think. When, first of all, if you don't have a doctor, finding one could be very, very difficult. Prescriptions, unless you got a good plan from your job, and that's going down less and less. Or you are so sick that you're on that plan for being so sick, you're not going to get the medications. And I'm starting to see people who are not able to take the meds because they can't afford it. Dental is the same kind of deal. And I seen on the news yesterday how the dentists are getting a lot less people coming in, and they're extending the time they go. Instead of going every 6 or 9 months, they may go every 1 or 2 years or just completely stop going, period. So that really shows as if the capitalistic approach is working just great, meaning we are taking so much of the profits at the expense of others. Man, capitalism is working, but in a fear-based world. Also, stuff like ambulances, stuff like crutches, canes, all these type of stuff that you need, casts, you got to pay for that stuff also. And they're really not working, and this is not just Canada, but the world, is not working to prevent these diseases from happening. And we can see the evidence on this by their non-aggressive approach to push people to stop smoking. If they did that, they would give out all of these tools that could help quit for free or close to free. But they don't do that because the tax money and capitalism, man, with capitalism we can't do that because we need to have as much as we can at the expense of others. And it goes to the point of even stuff like the fast food restaurants and all of the foods which contain just so much bad stuff in it. Even the vegetables and the fruits at the supermarkets contain these pesticides and all these other stuff added on it. That's all for a capitalistic approach, unfortunately. And in order to change that, people gotta learn to love their own selves. And I know myself, I mean, I was grown up to watch these alcohol commercials on these sporting events, and then the peer pressure and everything, and you start drinking and then you get very sick. Well, did we not learn anything from tobacco advertising? Yet the commercials are still on today. But man, we can't destroy these alcohol companies and the taxes that come in. No. But for the reason of capitalism at the expense of others, it's in our best interest to make sure the brewers make a lot of money and that we can tax the hell out of you because of it. Because of it. So when I look at stuff like that, I have to say, to get on the right approach, we have to stop these diseases from happening at the root of the problem. Something I don't see them doing that great right now. It even goes as far as the medicines that they use. A lot of the medicines they use are stuff that treats the symptoms and not the disease. Stuff like the painkillers. I mean, if you're in massive pain, sure, you could pop some perks or something, and then you're going to be fine for a few hours, but that doesn't stop the problem. I know for myself, because of the alcohol, when I got really, really sick, they gave me these chemical drugs, which for the short term made it so I can do my functioning on a day-by-day basis with a lot of energy, but the long-term effects I've already noticed, and they can be deadly. Yet the closed-mindedness that they have to the alternate medicines is really a negativity in my mind, because we need to find the truth about a lot of these medicines, whether they're the ones that we've been using in the prescriptions now or the ones that the medical community is denying. I mean, to me it just seems insane when they promote selling cigarettes to people, but they want to stop you from smoking marijuana because, well, they can't tax it. And it could even be something spiritual, like they don't want people to find their higher selves, where in truth, what the best thing is to find out what the truth is and then make calculated decisions when we know the truth. Boom. But when you have a closed mind to something, there is nothing that can be done other than trying to get the key to open that closed mind, if you will. And as we move to the age of Aquarius, what this is going to mean, in my opinion, is that means people are going to love themselves more and more, hate themselves less and less, and when people love themselves and love others, they will help others. When people hate themselves, they're going to hate others and then hurt others. So less people will be hurt, more people will be helped in this time, and with the resource-based economy, with the resources that we have at the given time, we could use those resources to help to stop these diseases from happening. And then with the diseases and the illnesses there, we can use the resources that we have to heal them or help them at the time. If we can stop the diseases at the root of the problem, man, we could shut down so many hospitals. And we could shut them down because we're doing such a good job that they are not needed. That would be a good future, in my opinion. So what do you guys have to think? Post a video response or some comments down below. Thank you for watching and have yourself a magnificent day. Peace and light, everyone. Bye-bye.